Join me as we start the trip through Lisbon at the Commerce Square, or Praça do Comércio. It is a well-known and iconic square that was rebuilt after the 1755 earthquake on a site of the old royal palace. It is a vast riverfront plaza. The beautiful Rua Augusta Arch connects the square to the famous Augusta Street. In the center of the square, we have the equestrian statue of King Jose I. Also, the square hosts a Christmas tree every year, which we'll see again later on. Here's a glimpse at Augusta Street in the Baixa district as we make our way towards Rocio Square. Rocio Square is a historical central square known for its mosaic pavement and a major meeting point filled with cafes, shops, and significant buildings. Public events and celebrations happen here. As we made our way through the small Christmas market, there was a live performance for national TV. Making our way through the streets of Lisbon, we're greeted with cafes, shops, beautiful art and murals, and a lot of hills. For those willing to make the journey up the hills of Alfama, there's a rewarding view of the river and the city. The Tejo River is the longest river in the Iberian Peninsula, flowing into the Atlantic Ocean. Lisbon's trams are iconic, especially the yellow tram 28. You will see them numerous times as you make your way around the city. As we explored Alfama, we came across this beautiful hidden gem, Julio de Castilho Garden, named after the prominent Portuguese writer. The garden also houses as beautiful azulejos panel of the old city. Our next stop is the Lisbon Cathedral. With construction having started in 1147, it is the oldest church in the current Portuguese capital. Originally built in a Romanesque style, it has undergone many interventions over the centuries. A mix of needs and fashions of each era, as well as various cataclysms that affected Lisbon. The ambulatory and radiant chapels turned this cathedral into a pilgrimage church, namely around the devotion of the relics of Saint Vincent. While the transept space still retains its original Romanesque vaults, archways were added during the restoration of the 20th century. There are 9 radiant chapels in total. The chapel of St. Mary Major, the patron saint of Lisbon Cathedral, is protected by a Romanesque wrought iron grid. Now let's take a closer look at the different chapels. Some, like the chapel of St. Cosmas and St. Damian, deserve particular attention. They hold the remains of Lopo Fernandes Pacheco and his second wife Maria. The high choir allows for a great view of one of the icons of the Lisbon Cathedral, the Rosette. The current stained glass windows have the 12 apostles around the central figure of Christ the Savior. This is a reconstruction based on several fragments found of the ancient Rosette, which was destroyed by the earthquake of 1755. On the second floor, there is a treasury that contains a collection of diverse items such as goldsmithing, clothing, and sculptures. There are 4 distinct rooms in the treasury. The 4 rooms are known as the relics and reliquaries, the liturgical year, chapter room, and the library. At the front of the cathedral, below the Rosette, there's a small walkway, allowing you to get a view of the streets and the river. As we made our way out, we lit the personal prayer candles. Not far from the Lisbon Cathedral, we made our way to the Church of St. Anthony. It is located on the site of the house where St. Anthony was born and spent his childhood. While it's believed that the city's Senate Council began gathering here in 1337, the first religious service wasn't held in the current church until 1787. This church also holds relics of several saints, including a piece of a bone from St. Anthony. These are just a few of the many beautiful cathedrals in Lisbon. Being back on the street, we have come face to face with the Santa Justa lift, a popular tourist destination. While we went up a different way to get a view of the city, taking this lift is an option for a small fee. Making our way to the convent, we get another great vantage point of the city. The convent of Our Lady of Mount Carmel is a former Catholic convent that is now Carmel Archaeological Museum. serving as a headquarters for a Portuguese Archaeologists Association and museum space. It includes pieces of historical, archaeological, and artistic value. There are 5 different exhibit rooms. For those with interest in history, this is a place that is worth a visit. While we get a remnant of what once was, there's a small model of what the structure used to look like. In one of the exhibits, there's an Egyptian and a Peruvian mummy. This is something that caught my attention before I even made my way to the convent, and I have never seen anything like that at the museum before. Let's dive into our next stop, the Military Museum. The price for the museum is a steal and it has a lot to offer. I highly recommend. While it is the oldest museum in the city, it gets very few visitors. Originally, the Royal Arsenal, the museum began to be organized in 1842. With a large room dedicated to the various cannons, this is only the beginning of the tour. Almost every room features something unique, ranging from various wars and time periods. Swords, rifles, uniforms, statues, and more. We also can't go without mentioning all of the astounding art and decor on the walls and ceilings. Moving on from the museum, we visited Belém. This time around we didn't get a chance to visit the Geronimus Monastery, which I highly recommend, but we did see Monument of the Discoveries. Located in the northern bank of the Tejo River, it celebrates the Portuguese Age of Discovery. Our next stop was going to be Combatant's Museum, but we ultimately didn't get a chance to go in. Despite this, we were able to catch the guards changing their positions and leaving their posts at the end of the day. It was a unique experience that wasn't on our itinerary. One of the best parts about Christmas in Lisbon is all of the lights and decorations. Making our way through some of the spots we saw earlier, we got to experience the much more festive atmosphere. Let me welcome you to the Wonderland Lisboa, Lisbon's main Christmas village. Located in Edward VII Park, it features an ice rink, Ferris wheel, and market stalls with crafts and food. At almost every square and park in Lisbon, you will find some sort of decoration, Christmas market, or street performance that gives life to the city. After sunset, there's a light show every 15 minutes on Carmwood Street, a real treat for those in the area. To close the store out, our final stop is back at the Praça do Comércio to see the Christmas tree lit up. Thank you for coming along.